show on Tobago Updates Television. I am Adanna Combie, and we're now at 7:53 a.m. So if you're getting to work for 8 a.m., you should already be on the road. Remember to drive safely on our nation's roads as you drop the children off to school and get yourself to work. All right, we continue conversations this morning in studio, and we're speaking this morning with Petal Roberts, Chief Management Accountant in the Tobago House of Assembly, and also Keino Cox. He is the Acting General Manager of Emerging Services and Innovation at TSTT. This morning, the conversation is about THA eTENDER vendor sensitization event. And of course, when you hear the term E, you always think about something online. And of course, this is interesting this morning as we move ahead, as the world evolves. And of course, we're talking technology this morning. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Adanna, and thank you. Good morning, Tobago.
Right, it's a pleasure to have you here this morning. We're talking about eTENDER. We know what the tender process is. I know we've added an E in front of it. So tell us a little bit about what we can expect coming out of this initiative.
eTENDER is a software as a service offered by TSTT that the THA has engaged TSTT to provide for Tobago. We are now going online with our tender process and the entire procurement process, as a matter of fact, from planning to the award of the contract. We are going to do contract management, where we review contracts to ensure that we are satisfied, where we do appraisals of our vendors. So tomorrow is where our vendors will be sensitized and familiarized. We have already trained our procurement professionals, our legal officers, administrative officers. So now it's the vendors' turn. They are critical stakeholder in the whole process, so we want vendors to come out and see what eTENDER really is. We are just going electronic with our procurement processes.
Yes, of course, the sensitization is of course important because the vendors are the ones who will be using this platform. What was the idea or the vision behind bringing everything now online as opposed to in person or with the paper and, you know, the traditional way of doing things?
So I'll say in the 2023 budget statement of the Secretary of Finance, Trade and the Economy, he spoke about Tobago Online. It's where the THA wants to transform all its public service delivery into a digital ecosystem. So we're starting massive with eTENDER. We're going to see in the future digitizing the accounting processes, digitizing our grants, digitizing the healthcare system. And therefore, this is just the first of many for Tobago. I'll allow Mr. Cox to emphasize on why Tobago is going in this direction.
Well, first of all, before Mr. Cox comes on, I am happy to hear about the digitizing of the accounting process because, and I hope, of course, it reduces the time of the turnover, but we'll get to that at some other time. Mr. Cox, good morning, welcome. And of course, we're talking about a software now that has been developed to host this type of arrangement.
Yes, good morning, Dana. Welcome to all your viewers. I'm very pleased to be in Tobago. As Petal indicated, TSTT stands firm in our commitment to support the THA and Tobago in digitizing its operations. So eTENDER is just one cog in a wider wheel that we are providing as a backbone ecosystem to Tobago. And it's simply, you know, I always say, we need to get simple for each citizen in Tobago. You have a MSME or entrepreneur or big contractor can simply have an email coming to their phone with alerts on potential procurement in the whole sector. So it allows a seamless interaction digitally with everyone involved in procurement. And as we enter this space, you will see more and more services, as Petal indicated, going online, which we'll provide a backbone for.
Right, and you mentioned there's a sensitization event taking place tomorrow, but is there, further to that, is there going to be any training in terms of equipping the vendors to be prepared in terms of how they're going to receive the alerts, as you mentioned, Mr. Cox, and how they're going to respond in terms of submitting their tenders?
Yes, so tomorrow, in fact, it's really a sensitization, but also what we call a miniature training. But it's so simple, it's about 3 steps. You view, you register, and you download, you know. So we're going to go through that tomorrow for the vendors. It's very simple and easy to use. But the power, the engine that comes behind it is really what allows that connectivity and that ease of use, yeah? But tomorrow we'll share more of that when you come in person.
No, you're saying it's easy. This is easy for the person who knows how to use it or who is familiar, who has been in this field. And I am all for advancements and innovation and, you know, progress because, of course, we have to come into that age. That's where the world is going now. And, of course, it makes it easier. It's literally at your fingertips. So you can respond in real time and you can, you know, you don't have to go through the whole lengthy process process of the in-person submission, and so you have something right now at your fingertips. And I know you said that you're going to engage tomorrow in terms of giving them a measure of training. There are some people who need a little more training than others, so I'm just suggesting that we do, you know, follow-ups and continuous training as we progress. And how in terms of the collaboration, how has it been in terms of the response from your stakeholders so far, primarily your vendors? I know you sent out the invitations to vendors. How has it been? Has they been responding in a way? Do they have to register? What is the process in terms of being there tomorrow?
There is a registration process. However, I want to encourage our vendors to come out even if you have not registered. You know, registration is always to get a sense of the responses. We have had lots of questions. We have had positive RSVPs. So, yes, it has been positive, but we really want to tell our vendors, come out, whether or not you are registered. I just want to put a plug here and say that registration on the eTENDER system, though, you must be OPR compliant. You must be a registered vendor with the OPR to do business with the Tobago House of Assembly. But if you have intentions, you have a business and you said, all right, I'm going to register with the OPR, you can still come out and see what eTENDER is. I also want to say that tomorrow there will be a kiosk. There will be an actual, although we have demos and presentations, persons will have the opportunity to go live and see how they log in and see examples for themselves on how to get into the eTENDER platform.
Right. So, you know, this is very interesting. And, you know, as I said, it's something that I welcome. So I'm hoping that the vendors will come out tomorrow. As you said, you had positive feedback in terms of the registration. And of course, tomorrow with the training, that means that the vendors will have a hands-on experience with how the platform works and how they can use it and, you know, ensure that they have all their submissions in as well. So I'm looking forward to that. And it's taking place tomorrow. Give us some more information, time, place, and the duration of the event.
It's tomorrow at the Show Park main auditorium. The time is from 10 a.m. to 12. So it's a very short session, but it would be very effective, right? TSTT has provided all the resources. They brought on all the persons to do the training, the infrastructure. So we expect it to run smoothly. As you did say, training is a continuum. So although we're doing this now, there will be continuous training. As a matter of fact, when TSTT did this proposal, they intended it to be a train-the-trainer program. So we will have key persons in the procurement sphere to be trained. So even if TSTT is not in Tobago on present, they don't have a physical presence, persons in procurement, persons like myself will be trained to give that kind of support to vendors going forward.
And of course, it's important to note that you, to participate, not in this event, it's open to all vendors. They can come and understand the platform and know how to engage with the platform. But for you to actually engage in business with the THA, you must be OPR registered.
Yes,
and of course, they have an office here in Tobago, so you can get more information from there. But we do encourage, you know, all our vendors to come out tomorrow and get the information, get the knowledge, because of course, you don't want to be left out when tenders are put out there. You want to get that alert, as Mr. Cox says. You get the alert on your mobile device or wherever you have your email registered. So we're looking forward to that tomorrow. In closing, is there anything else you want to share with our viewers?
Yes, there are certainly many benefits of this. Transparency. We're getting rid of data redundancy. In the THA, we have 11 accounting units. Oh, and eTENDER is not only for the THA, it's for the special purpose companies and the TRHA as well. I forgot to say that. They are also part of the project. They will also go digital with their procurement because eTENDER is deployed across 24 agencies, which are the divisions and the special purpose companies. So, transparency. We're eliminating data redundancy. For instance, when we wanted to find out how many vendors we have in Tobago, we had to try to figure it out because every division may have a vendor. So that's around 11 of the divisions, but then you might have a vendor who is only doing business with one. So now eTENDER will have, it's a one-stop shop to get all your procurement information. Your secretaries, administrators, all your stakeholders can now go online and see the status and the progress of all your procurement. As I said, this is one of many digital projects that we are doing in Tobago, and therefore I'm very excited. I'm excited for the THA, and I'm excited for the opportunities that vendors will have with eTENDER.
Absolutely awesome there, getting that information. And of course, we're urging all our vendors to go out, or potential vendors, even if you're thinking about getting into business, now is a good time to be a part of this innovation happening there tomorrow at Shore Park from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. You know, if you have not yet registered, you can still do so. If not, even if you haven't registered, the invitation is there for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been speaking with Petal and Roberts and also Keino Cox as they bring information on the eTENDER process that is going to take place within the THA and other agencies. This is where we end the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, but we don't end our programming here. We continue on with Tobago Notes and then on to GMT with Natalie Celia Richardson. So stay with us, and as you stay with us, we invite you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.